Yeah, I think I could tell when you crashed.
Alright, let's see. I'm back.
I'm back, bitches. Are you back
Back in the
live?
New York groove.
And we're live.
We're live.
Do I have to go look? You're making me do
Uh,
work.
it says we're live. I'm looking at the
We're back
OBS.
in the saddle again. We're back. We're back in the saddle again. Yeah, we're live.
I really wish I would have figured out the damn item hopper out of the furnace.
Yeah, I wish you would too. I knew item hoppers out of far. That's easy though. Oh fuck, I am real far back.
Yeah, it was a good like 30-second reel.
No, I am. Where the fuck am I? It's like that my entire mind the last 5 minutes didn't exist.
Let me get a
Oh my
diamond
god, the
pickaxe.
world's broken.
Go find
AJ,
you.
we broke the world.
Can you see through the
What
world?
the? I can see a spot that I promise you shouldn't be like this, but it is, and I'm letting it happen.
Oh yeah, we definitely had a nice roll back because I had planted that tree.
Oh, I'm rolled back like literally I think 5 to 10 minutes,
Oh, we had a creeper
which is
just chilling on the
impressive.
farm. Middle of the day, just being a creep.
The nice part is I found a mine I didn't find last time.
Ooh, he dropped 2 gunpowder.
Whoa!
We're that much closer to it. Boom, boom, black.
AJ, it kept my inventory though.
No, it didn't. It definitely didn't keep everything.
Yeah, it did. Okay. Well, it definitely kept mine, so I don't understand. Oh, here's redstone. Yeah, because even when my pickaxe is deteriorated, which it wouldn't have been if it was rolled back to where I thought it did. Speaking of weird, creepy stuff, though, did you catch the important news story today about how there's a Silicon Valley startup that is trying to take the blood of Gen Zers and put it in old people to see if it makes them live longer?
This is like some like this is the QAnon like Jews and the Hollywood elite drink the blood
No,
of children taken to
I read
1,000%.
the top comment was they're like, it's really gonna calm the people who think that we're taking the blood of babies.
Which did you see? Like apparently in one of the QAnon docs, like Q just like outs himself who he is, and nobody
No.
cares. Turns out, dude's a real shit human being. And he and his dad own and run 8chan from the Philippines. Which, so here's the funny thing about um, QAnon that I always wondered if kind of the, I guess, modern QAnon believer understands that
Okay.
that whole movement started on a pedo board.
I'm just saying, AJ, we've talked too much about pedophiles. The last podcast thing, I was very much like, how do I phrase this that we talk about controversial things without using the word pedophile?
Get the numbers. Write that we talked about QAnon.
Get the numbers. Oh my god, the QAnon Truther episode. That's what it should have been.
Oh god, I watched the vaccination special from South Park. It's hilarious.
Oh god, how good is it?
It's
only
peak South
imagine
Park.
South Park had a heyday.
It is
Which
peak
peak
South Park.
is a. You always want everyone can give South Park shit and it deserves it once in a while. Peak South Park is unbeatable. I'm convinced South Park at its peak is the greatest thing on TV.
I mean, South Park in its peak is up there with like The Daily Show and Colbert Report.
No, I don't, Trevor Noah. Okay, you really. I guess there's an argument too. I think South Park actually. I think South Park can be more consistent.
But in terms of like their kind of social commentary,
I also think South Park being animated can do a lot more.
it can, but at times I feel like it relies too heavily on the shock factor of, oh, this show's supposed to be about, you know, 4th grade kids. Right, I feel like it leans too hard on that, especially in the recent seasons.
Do you want to hear the most wild vaccination side effect, though?
What?
So my friend Edgar got vaccinated yesterday.
Yeah.
It made him temporarily lose his vision for 2 minutes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. No, like, I'm like, are you getting your second vaccination? He goes, yeah, why? I'm like, maybe go to the doctor, at least like have them look at you. He's like, why? I'm like, cause you lost your vision. And it's not like cause the vaccine caused it, but he could be allergic to something in the vaccine.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, like people are allergic.
He could have something, you know, that like he could have an underlying health issue that he doesn't know about.
That it triggers. Like vaccine, like COVID vaccine is not going to do it, but vaccines, generally speaking, can have stuff in them that your body does not like. Especially with it being a double dose vaccine.
It has part of the genetic code of the virus that you're trying to fight, so your body's going to try to fight the vaccine anyway. But no, it's funny though, the whole South Park thing, like, Walgreens becomes the new club and new hottest spot in town, and oh, it's, dude, it is, it's pretty good. It's a little disappointing because it's got a lot of the modern characters in it.
Okay.
Like, if you don't like PC Principal, or if you don't like you know, the woke Mr. Mackey, or you know, the newer characters that they've created throughout the
recent episodes.
Yeah, kind of the modern history of that show.
But it makes sense because it's modern South Park.
Yeah. Like, they're in there, but luckily they're not a huge deal. See your name tag. But, I don't know, how in touch are you with South Park?
I've seen like 2 or 3 seasons ago. I've not seen like up-to-date South Park.
So, but you've seen the season where Mackey becomes president.
I think so.
So that's what this kind of revolves around. Where did you go? I'm stuck in a waterfall.
Oh yeah, that waterfall can. I went down the waterfall. I made the waterfall.
Okay, I
I am
went
the
down the
waterfall.
waterfall. And then there's some more water.
Or this entire thing's a cap water.
Boom boom shouldn't hurt because. But so Mackie comes back to South Park after being the president,
Mhm.
and the QAnon group in South Park.
It's taken over.
Um, no, they see him as like he's
He's Trump.
the chosen. Yeah, he's the chosen one, or however they call it. And how did you get to where you are?
What do you mean?
Like, cause I can see your name. Oh, see what happened. It looked like you knocked this gravel, or you put a torch down in it and knocked.
Oh, that's most likely what happened. Yeah.
Um. So yeah, so Mackie becomes the chosen one, and he doesn't want to be the chosen one in all this, and it's just he's like, "Suck my balls" or something. Suck my. He says something like that, and so it's like, what did he mean? We have to decode the message. And all this, and so then there's the cuties, obviously spelled with a Q. Are you
Damn,
purposely
2 point down.
putting this cobblestone back?
Can't find me. Shh, I don't exist. Fuck, he found me. He found me.
Yeah, try me. I've got diamond.
Hi, buddy.
I'll kill you before you can. Sorry, I meant to eat.
Apple? I too have carrots. Hello.
Oh, so we're. I see what you're doing. We're at Bedrock, and you're trying to find
Yeah,
like through.
because there's no. At this point, I know I'm low enough. I'm gonna go up a hair because I'm too low. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. We're right at that height where we have to run into it at this point. We just need one, so I could find a single vein and be happy.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, Sony's got me by the balls and is gonna force me to buy a new car.
Why?
So they introduced a new thing to the show franchise,
Okay.
baseball franchise, where
Mhm.
it's build a park, which they haven't had in forever. But this is like, I don't know if you ever played them way back in the day, but do you remember the Maddens that had like, oh, you can create your own stadium?
Oh yeah.
So this is like that cranked up to 1,000. So what it is you can place objects and manipulate them and all that, and change the dimensions and all this and that, and they put right on the thing a nice bold font, or not necessarily bold but big enough to see, like only on next gen hardware.
Yeah.
So, something. I think that's what.
But it's funny because I keep getting so it's so weird to me because that is literally Sony first party making an Xbox game. It's so fucking weird on Game Pass.
It'll
game.
be on Nintendo as well.
Okay, but it's just so weird to think about that on paper that I keep getting it is Sony San Diego. How did that paperwork work? Microsoft just went so Sony.
No, it was from the MLB. The MLB told me.
You think so?
Well, I know so.
I understand they said about not being exclusive anymore, but you think even the Game Pass part?
The Game Pass part is probably like Microsoft just wrote a fat check.
That had to be a fat check for it to be like. Did we just find the most absurd lava vein with no diamonds?
Well, have we seen the of it?
I guess not.
Um, yeah, because I mean, like, think about kind of the think about the parties involved first, right? Like, so you've got the MLB, you've got Sony, you've got
You have
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Nintendo's just like, oh, we get a game, so they don't. They're fine.
Well, but it's not yet on the Switch,
Mm-hmm.
so they get a game. Just it'll probably
But
be
the point is,
next
no,
year's
I
at
don't
the
think like
earliest.
Nintendo would like it on the Switch, but I don't. It doesn't like well, Microsoft getting it feels like a bigger deal than if Nintendo gets it.
Eh, I mean, this was always expected, I think.
I think I think it was expected the license to go back up. I think it was unexpected that Sony would keep making it when the license goes back up. I think
Well,
that's
but
the difference.
I mean, think about it too from this point of view of if Sony wasn't making it, who would?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's fair.
like if they pulled the license and said, "Oh well, you can't make them anymore," well, now you're 3 years out from any sort of
Yeah, but Sony, if
disability.
they just said they weren't renewing it, Sony would still keep making their current game until they lost it. Point
Well,
blank.
they would probably have lost the license though. From what I was hearing about MLB's kind of stance on allowing the show to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The MLB was very much of the mindset of, look, we're gonna let you do this, but know that you're on a very short leash. And with the with like RBI baseball and out of the park and
Right,
stuff
that's
like
what I was
that,
thinking.
like obviously, you know, the MLB had their sights set on something else.
How are there still no diamonds?
We might be too low.
You think still?
Well, I don't know. Like, oh, what is it?
What's the
F5?
hotkey to show it?
Oh, F5 is that. F4 is that. F6, F2. One's HUD. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, windowed. 12. No, it's the telemetry F key.
It used to be like F4 or F2. It used to be F2.
F2 does nothing for me.
Did they get rid of it?
Let me. Keyboard and mouse. 5 is perspective.
I thought the broad rule was if there's lava, there could be diamonds. Like,
Yeah.
height-wise.
General. Oh, there we go. Show coordinates. Just an option.
Okay, I went up a bit. Now I'm at 13, so yeah. Let's go a little bit higher.
So we're at 10.
I just
I'm
went
at
to
10.
13. Yeah. While you were doing that, I went up a hair.
But no, I want to be able to, I want to create Old Tiger Stadium. I want to create, all the historical stadiums that they just would never be able to get the licenses to.
Because you're a nerd. We get it.
Excuse me. Well, so the funny thing is, right, like, I'm not even really a huge fan of baseball. It's just the show is the best baseball game. It's the best sports game, honestly.
I've always heard, like, generally speaking, that is kind of the consensus.
Like, it's not even a contest of there's water, like, it's the show is very much like, hey, we've shown that you can do sports games well. Right, sports
Also,
games.
considering that's all that Sony San Diego does, like.
Yeah. Well, that's all Tiburon does with Madden.
Well, yeah. But their budget, my understanding, is so much bigger.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean Madden's a better game.
No, but that's what's kind of impressive about it, though, I think, is.
What's more impressive about the whole thing is the scale of when they introduce a new feature. It's massive. It's not just like, oh, we introduced, new canned animations. Like, they're like, oh, we completely revamped the way Road to the Show, which is the career mode, how that works. Like, we've completely revamped it. We've added new names to the rotation of.
Aren't they adding like the black baseball teams or something next year? I was reading
the Negro teams.
Yeah.
I believe one of
there's
the
something
versions will have some stuff. They've got so they're bringing a bunch of classic players. So they're gonna have Hank Aaron, Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente, Pedro Martinez. Like, they're gonna have a lot of just classic players for the Diamond Dynasty. And like with Hank Aaron, obviously you're gonna have to do league stuff, and same with Jackie Robinson. So, they might have the jerseys in there.
Okay.
I don't know how much further they'll go, just because
logistically, yeah.
Well, not only logistically, but think about just the headache of trying to coordinate rights for.
God, I can only imagine.
Because they don't have a players association that they can have handle all that stuff. They have to make all
these states.
They have to make all that stuff by themselves. Which is why I think if they have anything, it'll just be like a best of, right? It'll be the best of the players. And maybe 2 or 3 stadiums. But with the stadium creator, I mean, you could make, if you wanted to recreate I don't know. Oh, that's a good sign.
What, gold?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
Um, I unfortunately don't know enough about the Negro Leagues to really know like stadiums and stuff like that. But if you wanted to recreate those, you can with the Stadium Creator. So it's something that like I kind of respect. Oh, you just left. Um, let's see. Excuse me.
I came back from the void.
Um, but no, you gotta respect games like the show and the WWE games with. Excuse me.
Are you dying?
No, I'm fine.
I
With
need a new
their
co-host, people. It does not pay. Yeah,
what?
please email jobs at uh videogames.com.
Will you just get back into the game?
I'm working on it. It's not showing your joinable realm.
Um, like with it doesn't even show that you're online.
Nope, but I am.
Online friends, offline friends, you're not listed.
Weird. I'm working on it.
But like because WWE could just shut down the creative hub.
Mhm.
The fact that they let that happen. That's one of the things. Like, I wonder if Vince sees that stuff. Like,
You think so?
because I can guarantee you, if Vince saw that people were making, CM Punk and Chris Benoit and you know, AEW guys and stuff like that. Like, he would not let that fly.
Mhm.
Show you his.
What the fuck is going
Oh,
on? Okay, it's showing realms again. It wasn't showing realms a minute ago, so that's good.
um,
I might
so
try just joining a random live server. As long as that pings it.
the fact that both companies let that happen. I mean,
I'm surprised the lawyers let it happen.
well, I mean the company obviously the
It has
company
final say.
includes the
Yeah, yeah,
lawyers,
yeah.
but
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I wonder if Vince is even involved in that stuff at all. Like, does he just leave that to digital and
Mhm.
sees it on like a spreadsheet of like, how are the video games doing? And then
Yeah.
somebody comes back, sir, everybody says it's dog shit and it's the worst game ever, but we're hitting our sales marks. Just push it in front of
Great.
their face. They'll love it. They love that shit.
He's like, "Am I in the game?" Yeah, yes, sir. You're in the game. Good, good, good. Do I make money?
that's a that's a little bit more of a nebulous question there. But I wonder, like, does Vince know about kind of the hatred people have towards games?
Do you think Vince fully knows what room he's in half the time?
I would believe a lot of people that say he's smarter than you think he is.
He has to be. Like, in some capacity, he has to be a decent businessman because...
Yeah. Here, let me save and
Playing...
quit.
Maybe that'll help.
But, I mean, he's what, in his mid-70s? There you are.
Oh, good.
Select, send invite.
I see it.
So, mid-70s, maybe 80. He's gotta be reaching the point where just, like,
Back.
you would hope he's gonna reach the point soon where he lets family take over the business.
Yeah, because if... God, what am I thinking? If Triple H, I actually think, can run the business fine. I think he's shown that with NXT.
But here's my problem, right? Like, the NXT formula will not work.
No, but that's
with
true, but
WWE.
Triple H is also the Women's Revolution. Like, that is 100% Triple H. And that does work.
No, wasn't it? It was like Steph and the Bellas, wasn't it?
No, but I thought Triple H is like the one who really kind of... Because my understanding is, at least kind of unless like it eventually shifted, where Vince viewed Triple H as the successor more than Stephanie McMahon and her son, I forget.
Shane.
Yeah, like my understanding was I thought Vince viewed kind of like Triple H as the business guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is gonna be a problem. I'm about to die when I come back in there, AJ. Because apparently when you land on those lava rocks, you're stuck on them.
You just gotta be persistent there, bud. Also, did it just like mega put you out of...
Yep, let's hope for the best.
Alright, I'm drowning and... Oh, this is gonna be... I'm drowning in a cave and I'm about to lose my diamond pickaxe. There we go. And I have no idea where that was.
You know the worst part is too, I bet you there's diamonds right there.
I wonder if that's... I have an idea. I think I know where that might be.
I roughly know what it is. The issue is I don't know where it is on time / we can't get our shit if we're gonna die if we get there.
I have an idea, but don't you worry. I think I know where it is. Oh, you know what? I can solve that problem. The gold helmet that I left in the house here has respiration on it.
The issue isn't respiration, the issue is lava.
Yeah, but you barely take any damage from those things.
I died from lava blocks, not food.
I think that's because you were standing on them as
I couldn't move.
As you left. So it just like... That was the last damage that you took. Because I was fine. You're drowned. How are you surviving above water?
I just like how it's impossible for us to get enough diamonds. Like, it's physically the game won't let us.
The game knows. It's like, oh, these guys are trying to get fully kitted for an end run. Psych. I'm most pissed off about losing my pickaxe. Because that's now 3 that we have to... You have to
Not the
find to make up for.
nether. I forgot what you look like.
Huh?
I'm in the nether. With nothing.
Well, if my calculations are correct, I think I know how to get our stuff.
Did you have a map on you too?
I had a couple, but they're ones that I had copies of. Because the copies are the ones that I was going to give. Got my respiration on. Let's see.
I'm going with nothing to see if I can find this place.
Well, the problem with that is you're going to eventually run into all of our stuff.
AJ,
Yeah.
what happened?
I was looking for our stuff. And so I took this helmet with respiration.
No, I understand that. I believe I warned you that would happen.
Well, I went to a completely different place. I was wondering if it was attached to...
Oh, this place? No, no, no.
Well, you're the one who swam in lava. I don't want to hear it. Also, I don't understand how we're getting mobs spawning so close to where we are.
What do you mean?
Like, I thought the whole point of, like, having your bed was that mobs couldn't spawn within a certain radius.
Within like 20 meters of it.
Yeah, so what? Are they spawning on, like, a distant hill and crawling over to us?
They must be.
Because, like, I was bombarded by 2 husks and 2 regular zombies. Right when I walked out the door. And the last time I walked out the door, I had to drown that at it. Like Minecraft loves breaking its own rule.
Okay, so you need to come to me any means possible, because I'm surrounded by lava, but I have nothing on me. And this is a new lava pit I haven't seen before.
Are you in the nether?
No.
Well, then I'm gonna have to